Martin Nethercutt.
Yes, sir.
Are you connected to Ruth?
I'm her husband.
Really? Oh, that's
Hmm.
fantastic. So, well, very nice.
And I don't like the Beatles. That's why it works. The
Wow.
keys to a successful marriage.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Well, very nice to meet you.
One of your shows got me into Hicksfield, and I've never looked back.
Oh, yeah, isn't it great?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I love those special effects.
Yeah. An update on Hicksfield. If you remember, the computes now roll over every month. It didn't before.
Oh,
So
that's good.
yeah, I signed up for I think, whatever, 90 Pro account, and it gives you 600 computes. And I had to every month roll them down to zero because they would just put in 600.
Mm.
And now they're adding, so it's rolling over. So if you didn't use it for a month, in 2 months, you'll have 1,200.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, they took a leaf out of 11 Labs. And so they had to compete with the special effects and audio people and make that happen. Otherwise, people were leaving.
I can believe it. But 11 Labs this week added video and audio and upscaling and all that kind of stuff. But the credits that they take, it's like 48,000 credits for 2 videos. It's
Yeah.
pretty hairy.
Yeah. I only use it for audio, for voiceover,
Yeah.
for clones. Then it's great. I produced my first audiobook, oh, 2 years ago when they were still like a cold, dark, looked like a Unix platform.
Wow.
And now they're rolling the credits over. You can custom design your voices, and it's pretty good. And I think Matthew McConaughey just invested in them.
Yeah, I read something about that. Yeah, I think you're right.
How do you spell that? Hicksville?
Higgsfield, like the Higgsfield bosom. So it's Higgs field. It's interesting. They have great filters. I do a lot of special effects, and I used to do Adobe Premiere and all that stuff. And now Higgsfield killed everything. I do my still images in Night Cafe in a very photorealistic render style, and I dump them in, and it's unbelievable. Facial expressions, the eye movement, the movement of the still image, and you can control dolly moves and all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
But I'm so excited today, Tony, because you said all in one interface. How about that? Audio, video, because I got to jump through browsers. It's not even funny.
I know. And funnily enough, the tool I'm going to show tonight, even though it does do video and images, for most of that stuff I use WaveSpeed because it's $10 a month and it has everything and it's the fastest renderer and they tell you exactly how much each thing is going to cost before you do it. And it works out very economically. And they added special effects as well. Okay, so people are still popping in, but I'm going to see if I can get started and let people in on the fly. Okay, so here we go. So tonight we're going to be taking a look at Manus 1.5. How many of you here use Manus? You can put it in the chat. Nobody using Manus? Ah, okay. 2 no's. Another no. Another no. Okay, well, that's the end of the seminar. Good night. No. Oh, never heard of it. Not yet. I only know about it. No. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, I've been using it. I use it every day, and I've been using it for probably about 4 to 6 months. But it's been getting better and better, as you'll see. And actually, there's some people here who don't know me, so I'm going to spend just a minute or two explaining who I am and what I have to do with AI and how that all happened. So basically, about 30 years ago, when the internet was just text and blue links, we created a 3D virtual reality multi-user website that was very different than text and blue links. So people found it and went, oh my God, what's this? And they joined it. And it became really popular. We grew to 1.5 million members really fast. And then, now that was a good thing and a bad thing, because we had all these different 3D VR chat rooms, and we had 1,000 new people joining every day, flooding 100 different VR chat rooms. We couldn't keep up, and we were going bananas. And so I had heard of AI, because AI had been around since the 1940s, and I'd got some kind of idea of what it could do, and I wondered if we could build what I guess we would then call a chatbot to sit in the chat rooms and answer all the questions that new people coming into a community would ask. And it turned out we could. And you see up at the top here, this is Mina. She became really popular. She developed a personality and a sense of humor. And she had a lot to do with our success and our growth. And I became enamored of AI. I thought, wow, this is pretty cool what this stuff can do. And then in the last, I guess, 10 years, started to use AI and multimedia because it was starting to encroach in that area. And because what we were doing was pretty revolutionary, we got a lot of international press at the time. And as I was starting to give a lot of seminars over the last 3 years on AI, I started to meet loads of people who wanted to know, what is this AI thing? How can it benefit me? What can I do with it, or what can it do for me? But please tell me in plain English. So since I had a background in communities, I decided to build a community to help everyday people learn AI and learn it easily and quickly. So I built the AI Connection Club. So, Manus. When you first go to Manus, you'll see it looks like ChatGPT. But as you look around, you can see it does images, slides, websites, spreadsheet analysis, visualization of spreadsheet information, creates videos, and it's using VO3 3.1 for those videos, which is the top of the line. It does audios, it does a thing called Playbook, which I'll show you later, and it does a bunch of other things. Now, up here you'll see it says library. And when you click on library, it's all the different things you've been working on. And if you've been working on images or videos or websites or presentations, these would be images. And so it's a quick way for you to get to the previous conversations and things that you've built with Manus. And now here, there's a plus sign. And you can add, like ChatGPT, you can add from your local file, from Google Drive, from OneDrive, from Figma if you're doing website stuff. And of course it has a chat, which is like conversational chat for brainstorming, asking questions and refining ideas, just like ChatGPT, except a lot deeper. And it has this thing here, which is agent. And that's basically completing complex tasks autonomously from a single input, including planning and executing multiple steps. So you just say, I want to do X, and it goes off and it does it, and it figures out all the steps that's necessary to do that thing, and which websites to visit, and what to research, and it basically thinks for itself and delivers what you asked it to do. So I use the agent a lot for all sorts of things. And then there's an adaptive mode, which is kind of mix of both the simple chat mode and the agent mode. So you can start chatting with it, and at some point it might say, hey, do you want me to go off and do something in relationship to that? Or you can say, hey, can you go off and do something in relationship to that? And it will go off and do that. So you can hop back and forth within the same environment. It's very seamless. So that's the basic interface. Now, of course, they changed just yesterday. They changed it slightly. So when we go online now, you'll see that they've moved things around a little. They've moved this thing which has to do with building full stack web applications, which means fully blown applications. I got a couple of questions saying, what's the platform called? Manus 1.5. This here is called connectors. And what this does is it enables Manus to connect to all sorts of things like Gmail, Outlook, Calendar, Notion. See, it goes on and on. Just all sorts of different things that you can connect, and they keep adding things. So it makes it a very powerful tool. Canva, of course. HeyGen, which is good. So yeah, they keep adding all sorts of different ways that you can connect it. Now they've got a section called Featured, where they have different tasks that people have done, and when you click on them, it show you the website, the slides, or whatever it is they've done. And they have use cases from Manus users, so you can take a look and get ideas and inspiration. So we're going to take a look at the different component parts of Manus, and it's divided into 4 basic areas. Although this week, in fact yesterday, they added a new thing, so I had to add a new slide, a 5th area. But they have research and analyst section, and it's incredibly deep research. Sometimes it'll give me 25 pages of research, really sophisticated stuff that it finds. It's a creative and generative AI. It will automate things and integrate things, and it's a developer, and it'll build apps, full-blown apps, and I'll tell you more about that when we get to that section. But it's pretty incredible. So they've got this thing called Wide Research, which performs comprehensive web research across multiple sources, analyzes and synthesizes findings into actionable insights, creates structured reports with comparison tables and summaries, and the analysis it does of the data is really good, really insightful, and the recommendations it makes as a result saves me incredible amounts of time in the area of research. And then the second one is the creative area, where it will create images from text and videos from text or images, and build complete PowerPoints. Yeah, this is just a quick overview summary. We're going to take up each of these a little bit more detail as we move on. The third area is the developer and the builder, where it'll build a full-blown working website in minutes. It writes production quality code in multiple languages, builds responsive websites from simple descriptions, creates functional applications for business needs. And it's not kidding. I had to build an app recently that when I spec'd it all out and I started to get quotes from developers for this particular app, the lowest quote was $120,000 and 3 months to build it. And the highest quotes were like 800,000 up. I built the app in Manus in incredibly short amount of time, and I think it cost me $80 in Manus credits. So Manus is extraordinary. And then it has a fourth area where it will automate all sorts of actions because it's connected to your Gmail and Calendar and Notion and other places. You can set it up to automate various tasks, to do some research and then send you an email every day on what it's found. And it will create 24/7 automated workflows, and it connects to your existing apps, as you see over here. So on the research, let's say you want to do a competitive research. It will do very in-depth, comprehensive research across multiple sources simultaneously, and it'll let you know what the sources are. It will analyze and give actionable insights, not just collections of links. Like it said before, it creates the tables. Now, here is a quick example just showing 3. I had it do 50. I had it compare the 50 best image and video generators, and it gave me a huge thing with a table, a spreadsheet with 12 columns comparing all 50 of them. Saved me a great deal of time. So traditional research involves going through multiple browser tabs, manual note-taking, hours of synthesis, could take 3 to 4 hours. Manus, single prompt, comprehensive analysis, structured output, 5 minutes. The result, professional-grade competitive analysis, pricing comparisons, feature matrices, verified sources, and data citations. So for research, it's where I go just always. Now, it's also a creative studio because it will do image generation, video generation, slideshows, logos, all from simple text prompts and simple descriptions. In fact, it built this particular slideshow, or built most of it, and it's great for logos, social media content, blog illustrations, marketing materials, and training decks. And it'll do image generation. And I was trying to find out which image generators is it using. And it's actually using a number of different ones. The only one it actually admits to is Flux. And Flux is a good model, Flux Dev. So it's very good for social media content, product launches, website and marketing content, presentations, book covers, product images. Okay, there's a bunch of questions. Normally I do the questions at the end, but some of them I can answer pretty quickly. So Joe says, this looks better than Claude or ChatGPT or Perplexity, Comet. For me, it does take the place of most of those things. And as you'll see, Perplexity Comet is a browser. Well, Manus came out with something yesterday to compete with that. Which Manus subscription are you using? I was using it free for probably 3 months. Then I started to use it a lot more, so I went to the $19 a month one. And then recently, because I was building a heavy-duty app, I went to the $39 a month one. But it does everything at all the different levels, but just less of them. Oh, good, Martin. Glad this is what you needed to see. Clint says, how long has it been around? Oh, I think about a year. How much does it cost? Well, 19 or 39 or free. Hard to say whether it will replace. I don't think it will replace ChatGPT because they're all good at what they do and they're all slightly different and they're all constantly developing and changing. So with image generations, you can choose a style of what kind of image you want from all these different styles. I tend to use realistic most of the time, but it does all these other styles pretty well. And it will accept reference images where you use the plus sign and give it an image and say, can you either make this image in this style or use this image and change just this in the image or just change that thing. And a Banana does and Seedream does. And you can remove unwanted people or objects from the background while preserving the main structure and the natural scene. So it's very useful for that kind of thing. And it does video generation, and it includes Veo 3.1. So it's very useful for that. So it's like within the one interface, you can do all sorts of different things. Oh yeah, and I found out this yesterday. For users who want to create fully structured, longer form videos, Manus can also be paired with a separate tool called SendShort.ai, which takes the scripts generated by Manus and turns them into complete ready-to-post videos with visuals, voiceovers, and music. And by the way, if any of you are running off and looking at Manus and thinking of subscribing or whatever, before you do, even for the free version, wait until the end of the webinar because I'll show you how to get 500 free credits. So this is SendShort. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but apparently it can take Manus prompts and create long-form videos, which sounds interesting to me. So yeah, presentation. It does complete presentation decks in minutes. For example, create a 25-slide presentation on the moons of Saturn, and off it goes and creates the presentation. And it's all editable. You can edit every one of the slides, and it's very good for that kind of thing. And for logos, create a modern sci-fi logo for Manus.ai. Brand identity, marketing campaigns, website graphics, social media posts. So no need for stock photo subscriptions or freelance designers or complex design software. You can do a lot of the stuff in Manus. Now it has this kind of fun thing called the playbook. And we're going to go online for the playbook because what the playbook is, it's pre-built templates of setups of a number of sequential commands to do all sorts of things. So like they have one that's specifically for creating websites. You just say, create website. It asks you a couple of questions, and a few minutes later you have your website. Similar thing with the video generator, a market research tool for doing all your market research. And like I say, it'll be a series of sequential steps already set up. Slide generator, a YouTube influencer finder, PDF translator, SWOT analysis generator. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, SWOT analysis is analyzing strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, either of your own company or other companies. And I used this particular one earlier this week. And all I did is I put in the web address of my website, of the AI Connection Club, and it did an incredibly detailed, I think it was like 25 pages analysis and even a slideshow of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and then some tremendously brilliant, inspirational ideas for handling the opportunities and the threats. It was absolutely quite brilliant. Then they got one for creating startup idea proof of concept, building Chrome extensions, fact checker, resume builders, profile building, website builder again, business maker, sketch to photos, photo style scanner, video generator, interior design, where you can put in an image and then have it come up with all sorts of different designs. So interior designers can show clients, here's half a dozen different ways it could look. So the playbook is a lot of fun. You can have get a lot of inspiration from the playbook. And for those who came in late, I'm showing Manus, a tool that does everything and does it better than most. And when I say everything, chat, deep research, images, videos, presentations, builds apps, does automation, does everything. And now, I think it was Clint mentioned Joe mentioned Perplexity Comet. So what Manus came out with was what they said, well, why don't we do the same, but without you having to have a new browser? Why don't we just build a extension to your existing browser to give you those functionalities? So it's a browser extension that enables the autonomous Manus AI agent to operate directly within a user's existing browser environment. This allows the AI to perform complex multi-step tasks using the user's current logins, sessions, and habits without needing a separate application or browser or setup. And actually, it transforms any browser into a, quote, AI browser, especially where you're already logged in. It can do all sorts of work there as well. It's capable of breaking down high-level goals into smaller, manageable tasks and executing them independently in a cloud-based environment. The side panel, Manus's computer, shows you what it's actually doing and its decision-making process that it's doing in real time, which is quite fun to watch sometimes, because it'll say, I ran into this and this is what I'm doing to fix it, and I think that this and that, and you see its reasoning processes, which is quite interesting. And as you said, you can monitor the progress and you can say, hey, I don't think what you're doing there is the right approach. What about? And it'll say, oh, good. And it'll go off and do whatever you want. It can handle very complex workflows. And users retain control with options to manage which websites it can access. And it can be disabled at any time if there are privacy concerns. Now, I think here, rather than tell you with words what all the different things, I'm just going to show you the very short promo video that I did that will explain it better.
Your browser already works. You don't need to download a new browser just to experience AI capabilities. Meet Manus Browser Operator. This is a browser extension that turns any browser into an AI browser. It allows Manus Agent to work directly within your browser environment. Grant Manus access to your browser when needed, and sites that you're already logged into, Manus has access. Keeps your AI tools in the zone, so you stay focused on what matters. No more login delays, no more CAPTCHA headaches. You keep control. Manus adds the intelligence, experience, and AI browser without changing a thing. Manus extends your reach. Your browser extends Manus's reach. Your logins, your setup, your habits. Link to Manus and start browsing smarter.
So that's the Manus operator. Yvette asked a good question in chat. She said, I've heard China is ahead of other countries with respect to AI apps and tools. Yeah, that's true in some of the apps and tools for sure. Are there characteristics of an app you check before deeming it safe to use? I ask because Manus is created by a Chinese startup. Well, I have a basic rule, which is I never put anything online that I don't want anybody to see. So I don't care if Manus knows that I'm doing research on stem cells or whatever it might be, because I have nothing to hide from the Chinese that I know of. As I mentioned before, Manus can create complete applications. Joe says, are they going to come out with a womanus version? And then he says, just kidding. I guess he wants gender equality. Okay, so yeah, Manus can create anything from a simple landing page to a full-blown, what they call a full-stack application, the kind of application that you usually have to spend tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to get developers. In fact, the one I built in about 5 hours, they said it would take 5 developers 3 months to build for a minimum of $120,000. And it took me and Manus 5 hours. And it did some really stuff that was way above my pay grade. Oh yeah, I should explain this. This is something I learned in doing this particular process. There were various things that it needed to do, which involved very complex work with databases and with APIs, application programming interfaces, to connect with other programs and chatbots and all sorts of complex stuff, and hooking them up and getting them all working. And I was really way out of my depth. But Manus just went ahead. It just went ahead and did it right in front of me in about 5 minutes. It did all these things. It hooked them all up, read their manuals, figured out how to do them, and did them. And they all worked immediately. And I was actually amazed. But then when I needed to do a simple user interface change on the front end, it had some trouble with it. And so I said, what's going on here? You're able to do the most incredibly complex things without batting an eyelid. And I ask you something real simple, and you have trouble. What's going on here? And it explained it beautifully to me and really in detail. It said, yeah, you see, when I'm doing all this stuff with APIs and databases and stuff, all of that stuff is very standard. And I can see in the back end, I can see everything. And it's very easy for me to see what to do and what to fix when things aren't working. But on the front end, I can't see what you see. And so I have to guess. I'm looking through a tiny keyhole, trying to guess and hoping that what I'm coding here is going to come out the way you want it to. And so I ended up doing a deal with Manus whereby I'm acting as his eyes and ears on the front end. And it saves a lot of time and a lot of going back and forth, because I can just say, oh, okay, here's what's happening and here's a picture of it. And it works very well for us. I also found that when building these apps, the only thing I don't like about Manus is it uses a lot of credits when building heavy-duty apps like this, like the one I'm building. And so I actually got together with ChatGPT, and I had a long conversation with ChatGPT about it. And ChatGPT gave me some brilliant solutions, because it looked at how Manus worked and how the credit system worked. And it gave me some brilliant suggestions on how to interface with Manus when building an app that will actually cut 75%. I know there's 75% less credits used by doing it the way ChatGPT suggested. And it was very smart. So I've built a very nice relationship with my Manus AI developer, and we're having a blast. So yeah, it creates completely functional websites that work beautifully, or functional applications that have website front ends or portals. No coding experience. You just describe what you need and converse back and forth with the AI to build it. And in the case of the thing I was building, it built 90% of it before I even had to pop in and say anything. It was extraordinary. This was actually a simple app. I do a lot of stuff where I like to create flowcharts so I can see where things are connected to other things. And I have a video studio here, and it has a whole bunch of equipment, and there's all sorts of different ways things are connected. And sometimes when I'm doing a live stream, and if something suddenly doesn't work right, I have to figure out, well, that's connected to these 12 things. And so I just asked another tool, Lovable and Mocha, to create me a flowchart generator, because everyone that I tried either was expensive or didn't do what I wanted. And with Lovable, it managed to build it, but it took a lot of going back and forth to get what I wanted, and it finally did build it. With Manus, I just gave it this simple instruction. I gave it a picture of what I'd built and said, can you build this? And it did. And it just went zip, 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 built it, and it just worked with no going back and forth at all. It was amazing. So I've built subscription trackers to keep track of all the multiple AI subscriptions. I've built mind mapping software, utilities, simple CRMs, customer relation management systems, WordPress plugins, It can build games. It can build anytime you think of, hey, it would be nice if I had an app that did X. Well, Manus can build it and build it fast, and it's pretty amazing. And it's a lot of fun to work with as well. It's like working with a really nice developer. Oh, and Joe Siegel is going to build a world peace app. Yay. Cool. Manus will have fun of that. Clint says, what part of Manus was used to build the workflow chart, the CRM system? Well, I just used its main interface. And as soon as I said, hey, I asked it first some questions, and then it said, would you like me to build it? And it went straight into its agent mode to do that, because all the different modes are interconnected within it itself. Yeah, so you can say, build a professional landing page for a productivity app with hero section, features and contact form, and as an output, give me the complete HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code. For anyone who doesn't know, that's just the code that makes up a website, generated automatically, so it'll do that. The result is a fully functional, responsive website ready for deployment. And it does a very good job. The traditional way of doing development is to hire developments, multiple revisions, lengthy timelines, months of work, tens of thousands, in some cases hundreds of thousands in costs. The Manus way is you co-build with AI using natural language, so it's much faster delivery and much lower costs. And you can set it up as your 24/7 digital workforce. This is where they have their automation, where you can schedule tasks to run automatically at specific times or intervals. You can have it monitor websites, generate reports, send summaries, all without any manual intervention. You can say, okay, every day I want you to give me a summary of the most interesting articles on AI, and just put it in my inbox, in my email, and it'll go off and do that. And whatever it is you want it to do, you can. It's interesting, Joe, you say, what worries me is that all these capabilities mean a huge learning curve. I don't know what it is about Manus, but I haven't felt that I've had to learn anything because it's so intuitive. I haven't had to read a Manus manual of any kind. Yeah, so there's an example of what I was saying. Set it once, benefit forever. And as I mentioned before, it will connect with all your existing tools that you use. And as I showed to those who came in late didn't see, but this page here goes on and on with numerous tools, and they're always adding new ones. So for me, it's no more switching between apps, because it does great videos, great images, great presentations, great research, great apps, just all sorts of so many different things. And it becomes a central hub that connects everything. So what we looked at today was the researcher and analyst, the creative and the generator, the developer and the builder, the automator and the integrator. So instead of paying for separate research tools, design software, development services, and automation platforms, you get everything, either for free or for $19 a month. The $19 a month kept me going for a long time, actually, before. It was only when I started to build a really heavy-duty monster application that I had to go up to the $39 one. So that's, oh yeah, here it is, free. What you get for free, you get 300 credits every day. The free version will do simple research for quick answers. The $19 a month one will do complex research, build and deploy websites, well-designed slides, tasks. It'll do more tasks simultaneously. It'll do the video and audio. John says, whoa, so many questions. I'll tell you what, there's so many questions coming in that I'm about to wrap up, so I'll answer those questions after I wrap up. Okay, so if you're ready to try Manus for yourself, there's a special offer for AICC webinar attendees, which is you guys. If you sign up for free using my referral link, which is this link here, which I'll put in the chat in a minute, you get an extra 500 bonus credits so you can explore the features. You can go and get the free version. You'll get 300 credits automatically, and you'll get 500 for signing up through my link. Let me grab that link so that I can put it in the chat for you. Put the chat in there, put the link in there, and I'm just going to do a couple of more quick slides for those of you who are new. Oh, hi, Ruth. Good to see you. Okay, for those of you who don't know what this AI Connection Club that I mention from time to time is, I'm just going to tell you very quickly and then we'll go to questions and answers. So the AI Connection Club is a place where you can go and learn about AI, and we constantly update. This drives us crazy, the speed with which AI is changing now. 3 new tools a day, when it last 6 months ago it was 1 great tool a week. Now it's 3 a day. But we keep up with it, and we have a section in the community where you can keep up with the latest tools, constantly updated. It's now got image, video, and music generators built in. Actually, this is not true. It's got image and video generators built in for the members. Music's coming. It's got 50 of the best tools by categories, but it's also got the essential basic half dozen to a dozen that are really the ones that you need every day, because there's 60,000 of these tools now, and trying to keep up and trying to know which ones to use is horrific. And also trying to learn all these tools. So I've seen video courses, 10 hours to 40 hours just on ChatGPT. And 97% of people statistically don't finish those video online courses. But so what we do instead is we do 5-minute super starters, 5-minute video that will get you started on lots of different tools. We also do bi-weekly deep dive interactive workshops to learn AI for what you need. Instead of just not generic stuff, you can actually let me know in the town. There's a page where you can let me know what you want me to ask questions on or demonstrate. There are actually now 40 pre-built AI assistants for entrepreneurs and artists. They do all sorts of things for you automatically. 15 of them handle all aspects of marketing. Each of them has 8 example prompts to get you started. There are AI discussion groups. There are seminar replays of all the seminars that we do. There's daily AI news. There's a section which will help you find what are the best AI tools for whatever it might be that you're looking for. There's a guy called Arthur. Actually, let me just show you real quickly. Arthur, he's this guy down in the corner here, and he's been trained on everything to do with the AI Connection Club. So if you have questions, you can just ask him. He's a chatbot, and he'll answer your questions. He can also answer here the 10 most frequently asked questions. But you can ask him anything about the club and about AI. We've also got the map, where sometimes you go to a place and there's so many things to do and so much to search that this kind of gives you the main places in one place and tells you what each of them are and gives you a link straight to the main places. So it gives you a kind of head start. But going back to the presentation, and also it's a friendly community where you can make friends, private message, chat, get help from others, including me. So that's the AI Connection Club. If you want a copy of these slides, you can email me at this email address. And if you want a free AI coaching session, you can email me, same address. So now I'm going to get to the questions in the chat and then open it up to microphone questions. So, all right. So the question is, do you sleep on alternate Thursdays? My question is, sleep? What's that? I've heard of it. Goodness, there's a lot of questions here. Okay. All right. I'm back to the earliest one that hasn't been answered. Okay. Clint says, if I give Manus a subject, can it write a short book? For sure. Absolutely. Just like ChatGPT can. Okay. Carl Mulligan says, very good question. Were N8N or Make on that list of things you can connect Manus to? Make absolutely is. N8N not yet, but I have a query into them as to when it will be, because I know it will be. And for those who don't know, N8N and Make automation tools that enable you to automate all sorts of other things with other apps. But now, as I say, because Manus has its own automation built in and its own apps or connections to apps, it can do some of those things. Which level enables you to make videos? Manus is not really, I'm going to go back to Manus here. Manus is not really levels, it's just all sorts of different sections. The website, slides, research, image generation, spreadsheet analysis, visualization of spreadsheet and other information, video creation, audio creations, the playbook, the app building. They're all just different sections, not levels exactly. Okay. Roger says, Manus has agents and can be set up to do tasks. I want this precise capability for posting on social media, but with my own video and photo content and holiday or event type posts like wedding or corporate event prompts. Is this doable? That's a good question. I haven't explored the automation part of it, so let's just ask Manus. Look at that. Yes, this is absolutely doable with, well, I'll let it finish, then we'll read it. Okay. Yes, this is absolutely doable with Manus. I can help you create a system to automate your social media posting using your own content for various holidays and events. To get started, I can create a workflow that, one, takes your video and photo content, uses your prompts for holidays, weddings, or corporate events to generate captions and posts, post them to your desired social media platforms. To begin, I will start by creating a plan to address your request. Here's what I can set up for you. Scheduled social media posting. I can create recurring tasks that will automatically generate posts, etc., for any occasion you specify. Custom content integration. You can provide your own video and photo assets, and I'll incorporate them into the posts. The system can access files from specific locations and use them in the content creation process. Event-based prompts. I can configure different prompt templates for various event types, so each scheduled task generates appropriate content for that occasion. Flexible scheduling. To get started, I would need your video, photo assets, which social media platforms you want to post to, the types of events, holidays you want to cover, your preferred posting schedule, any specific brand, voice, hashtags, or content guidelines. Would you like me to help you set up a scheduled social media posting system? If so, please share the details above, or let me know if you'd like to start with a specific example first. So, Roger, does that answer your question?
Indeed, it does. That's amazing.
Isn't it just?
Now, this the answer I can imagine already, but just as we've got the prompt, I would be curious to know if he can do that for different locations, because I promote in different cities, like in New York and Chicago and so on. So would he be able to do?
How do you reach, what channels do you use to reach those other locations?
Well, there are websites that for musicians that are like sites when people are having an event, they put their details into the site. And then I've joined these sites, but I've joined them for different cities. So I get leads from different areas. And then I have musicians that I work with in those different areas. So I can have the brand actually operating in more than one location. So I'm curious if...
Yeah, you could have Manus build an application that monitors those websites and or monitors those leads and does things with them. But you'd have to figure out in advance kind of what exactly you need to do.
Well, what I'm looking at this exact moment with the social media is you could put, for example, you could say if you were doing a specific promotion with AI connection to New York, you would want something that said you're too busy. Is New York such a busy city that you haven't had a chance to learn AI? In other words, something that's specific, site specific in the promote. So I'm guessing he could do that if he can do this other stuff.
Yeah, and when you were talking, I was thinking there are ways to use the new browser thing that can interact with those musician sites, as well as building an application that can do all that for you automatically. But what I do is I figure out exactly what I want any app I'm building to do. Then I go to ChatGPT and I say, I want to build this app in Manus. Create for me the ultimate, brilliant, perfect prompt for Manus to do that. And
wow.
That works really well for me. Okay, I'm going to go to the next question. Steve says, how does a person join the club? I guess you're talking about the AI Connection Club. So up here where it says join now, it goes to a page that describes the free version, the monthly silver version, and the gold version, and what you get in each of those. And the free version you join now there.
Thanks, Tony.
You're welcome. I'm going to go back to Manus. Okay, so, oh, thank you. Some nice comments. Clint says, thank you, Tony. This is the right tool and the right time for Clint and Donna. Donna is Clint's great wife. Okay, thanks. By the way, I hope happy to, oh, Joe says, by the way, I hope folks happy to connect with any of you good people to talk about our projects and try to help each other. Cool. Yeah, you can do that in the club, of course, as well. Steve says the Manus website does not have a basic. Well, oh, what happened to the free one? Oh, no, this is me. Let me go into something where it doesn't know me because it wants me to upgrade. So let me go incognito. Whoa. That's brand new. Up until this week, they had a free plan. Wow. Naughty Manus. Let me...
Tony, they still have a 7-day trial if you follow your link.
That's true, yeah. That's a
But
way,
it
that's a way to try
requires
it.
you to give a credit card at the end of the for 7 days. On the 8th day, it goes to $380 a year.
No, I'll show you. You were looking at the... Okay, so if you go... If you do the free trial after the... On the 8th day, if you haven't cancelled, and you can cancel any time in those 7 days, if you haven't cancelled, it'll go to this one, which is 19 a month or 16 a month if you do it annually.
Ah,
I don't know if Manus is actually going to know, but I'm going to say... I don't know if his overlords have told him yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, have to go to. That's a pity. But anyway, yeah, you can get it free for 7 days. Okay, so let's see what else. How many credits does one need to do a video per week? I don't remember how many credits I used when I just tried one video, and the amount of credits that were taken seemed reasonable to me. It seemed like 400 or something. I don't remember exactly, though. Okay. Martin says, we manage almost 50 social media accounts with different logins using Hootsuite. Wow, do we know if Manus per account will do that, or do I have to have 50 Manus accounts to connect all the social accounts? I really don't know, but let's find out. From a technical capability perspective, what I can do within a single Manus session, automate posting to multiple social media accounts through browser automation or APIs, store different login credentials securely in the Sandbox environment, create scheduled tasks that target different accounts with different content, use tools like Hootsuite's API if available, or other social media management APIs to post to multiple accounts. However, whether one Manus account can persistently manage 50 different social media accounts, logins, account limits, multi-account, or whether you need multiple, it says, these are product policy and billing questions that I cannot answer. Not really. It says go to help to get those. But it says alternatively, if you're using Hootsuite, I could potentially help you automate content creation and scheduling through Hootsuite's API or interface, which might be a more efficient solution than managing 50 separate logins. Would you like me to explore that option? So you can carry on and explore that, Martin, using the free thing if you want. Wow. Martin says, right now I have to have 5 iPhones for Instagram alone.
Right. So we have, yeah, so you can have up to 10 on a pro account, you can have up to 10 logins per iPhone. And so we have to have 5 iPhones because Instagram, you can't do a lot of the stuff on the browser on a laptop. But when it says if you're already using Hootsuite, I could potentially help you automate content creation and scheduling through Hootsuite. That is what Hootsuite does, and that's why it's $149 a month. So,
Right. Okay.
So I wouldn't need a.
No, yep.
They'll get there, and Hootsuite's probably going to have to lower their charge because they just. I was paying $75 a month, and I got a bill for $149, and
Whoa.
I got through, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well we upped our prices." I'm like, "What, by 100%?"
Yeah.
Without even telling me?
I know. We Transfer did the same thing. So,
Yep.
so I stopped using them.
Yep. So there you go. So
Okay.
anyway, but Manus is amazing. I just am trying to solve an immediate problem.
Right. Okay. Someone asked me to put the link to the club into the chat, so I'm going to do that. Now, John Henderson says, how do you connect Manus to your browser? Well, Manus is now a Chrome extension. So let me get out of Brave and go into Chrome and see if that extension is around. I think it's called Manus Browser Operator or something. There it is, Manus Browser Operator. So, John, well, what I did was I asked for Manus Browser Operator Chrome extension, and then you just add it to Chrome. In fact, I might as well do that while I'm here. Actually, I'm going to not do it right now until I've read the details of what exactly that will do to me. Okay, let's see if there's another question. Oh, Steve Siegel says he sees oh, where did you find that? Steve found, if you look in the chat, Steve created an image, a screenshot that shows there is still a free plan. Where did you find that? Do you have the URL of that, Steve? Can you put the URL in the chat? Oh, just at what? Manus.im? Good. Okay, so if you go to manus.im, apparently you can still get the free one. Thank goodness. I guess it's just me that can't. Okay, so that's a quick overview of a lot of what Manus can do. And I hope you guys have fun with it.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, thank you for this awesome presentation.
Oh,
And
you're,
great value you're sharing with me and everybody.
you're very welcome.
Super. What would you recommend, either what Manus's video or other things, video tools you have in our club, for me to create a video slideshow explainer for my new website? I want to create just a short, couple minute, 2-3 minute long promotional for my website.
Have you looked at OpenArt, their explainer videos section?
Yes, I have. I tried it and I wasn't happy with what it gave me, but I guess I can try it again.
Well, the thing is that with it, you can modify every single scene, and you can have it regenerate them and reprompt them.
Yeah. I think I mentioned what happened last time was it put text on the images.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to do that later in Canva.
I told it specifically, do not put text on any images, and
it
did
did?
it anyway.
Wow, that's not good. I haven't had it put text on my images. Oh, I did have it do it once, and then I used watermark remover to remove the text.
Would you have a backup recommendation for vibe coding? I know HeyGen has a new kind of video process. You can tell it what you want, and it'll create a commercial.
Yeah, there
cool.
there is HeyGen, and there's also InVideo, and there's Veed.io. I've used InVideo a lot. I like InVideo a lot, but I haven't used Veed.
Isn't that really expensive in video?
It wasn't last time I used it.
Okay.
I guess it's relative, right? Expensive is these companies have raised hundreds of millions of dollars to create this technology or license OpenAI, and we're getting it for $16 and $19. And I know it adds up because I have a spreadsheet of all of our stuff. I used to have to pay video operators $225 an hour or part thereof.
Absolutely.
And they would tell me something was going to take 10 hours. So I'm looking at $2,500 for one piece of video. And now we're looking at maybe $500 a month for all the tools, and you can be in control of it yourself.
Yeah, that's why I built this subscription tracker, to keep track of all the payments and who they're to and when they're due and all that kind of stuff, and export to a spreadsheet. And it actually says they're all overdue because I haven't
updated.
Updated. I built it, and then I was going to build a section that was going to connect to my email, and it thinks they're overdue because they were set for the next one is. Actually, it shows the next one due. Actually, inside, if I go inside, it shows them they were due last month, but they've already been paid. So I've got to build in a part to it that will tell it or let it know that they're paid. But what I found interesting when I did this was I thought I was paying about $200 a month on subscriptions, and I found I was paying $600. So I immediately started going into putting more into the cancelled and paused mode. But what you were saying, Ruth, about the comparative costs, I was griping recently because when I was building a really very complex application for a client that was beyond complex, it was like wild, and I was griping because I was being charged $80 by Manos, and I was going, $80, God, that's a lot of credits. And then when I scoped out and actually asked developers what it would cost, I found out it would take 5 developers 3 months and cost 120,000 minimum.
I was going to say over 100K. Yeah,
up to 800,000. So I thought $80 was actually good compared to 120,000.
No, I think that as a society, we all think, well, it's just a machine somewhere spitting out this stuff. There's no value in that. But what you have to think about is the brains that went into it, including ours, training it with our data, but also the compute. Somebody's paying the electricity bill on these huge data centers. Somebody's buying fields. Somebody's having to use cooling water. So they're not without cost, these companies.
Those are all fair points. I'm just looking at it from my own selfish point of view of what I could afford.
Yeah, no, sure. Absolutely. No, I still think eggs are too expensive, Joe. I get you. But I don't own chickens, so.
Yeah. When I put the full project in, it came up 212,000 to over 2.7 million, depending on who was doing it and where in the world they were. So $80 was good. Now, Steve says that when he went to Manus.im, he got the offer of the free version, whereas Martin gets only the $16 or $19 version. So Steve says he did it through Firefox, in case that helps.
Okay. Tony, you said earlier that there is a trick that it does not use so many credits.
Yeah, I actually have to either write that all up and publish it because it's pretty in-depth, or do a webinar on it because it's a lot of different things that it came up with, or ChatGPT came up with for me.
I see. Okay. You went in connection with ChatGPT.
Yeah, I asked it to create or to solve it for me.
Is Manus based on OpenAI, ChatGPT? The UI looks really similar.
No, it's totally its own system.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it looks like the same UI, UX.
Yeah, it does look very similar, but it's not. Oh, I forgot to mention, of course, like OpenAI, it has a search thing where you can search all your previous areas. But
so, question, if you create a website in Manus, where would you host it? It can't be on a WordPress host. Does it have to be on an HTML PHP host? Because you couldn't upload the content to Squarespace or Wix or anything. Are they a hosting company as well?
Well, I'll show you. I'll go into the back end.
I still have my domain name with Shopify.
Right.
Yeah.
We have some of those too. But Shopify is like a closed box system, right? But I'm wondering, if you build a site on Manus, where can you actually host it? Do you have to go to a PHP cPanel server at GoDaddy?
No, I'm going to show you. It's actually very easy. Now, to publish it, they will host it at their own URL.
So they are hosting.
Yes, but you see where it says customized domain?
You can point.
You can put in your own domain. You can connect in your own domain. You just tell it the domain name, and it then gives you the instructions, and you can connect. So it will be at.
So it's a 301 redirect from wherever the domain registrar is.
Well, they will give you the information you need to go to the main registrar and redirect it. That's what to your hosting. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, like Wix and Square. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Great. Okay, so you buy the domain name at a NetSol, GoDaddy, Namecheap, Donuts, whatever.
Yeah.
Build it in Manus, and they host the page. But how much does Manus charge every month for hosting? And
that's included.
Wow. And how would you install something like our McCartney ADA compliance software for blind screen readers and all of that? Is there a backend where you can actually plug in code?
Actually,
Can you get at the HTML?
oh yeah, you can get it all the code.
Okay.
It's got all the different parts and
Got it. Okay. It'd go in the style sheets. Okay.
yeah, and you can export the code. Yeah, so it.
Okay. Wow. Well, shit. There goes Squarespace and Wix, huh?
Wow. Do one still needs to have then a notebook LM or Notion, or isn't that something that Manus can do?
Those are completely different tools. They're like aggregators for all your notes on a subject, and the ability to chat with those notes. At least Notebook LM is, and the ability to make videos and podcasts from your notes, and to put 50 videos that you want to watch but don't have time, and you just have Notebook LM watch them and you get all the information. That they're completely different tools.
I see. So, okay. Because I'm looking to get my marketing for the book going and hook all those things up that I don't have to, I don't know. I just...
Right. That's, by the way, another thing I forgot to mention. When you have a Manus account, you also have your own Manus email. And if you send an email, if you send the email to that Manus thing and tell it to do something, it will start a task and do the task from an email you send it.
I'm too blonde to understand what you just said. What do you mean?
Okay, let's see if I can show you. Oh, by the way, I'll show you that in a second, but there's a section here called Knowledge, which is like ChatGPT's memory, where you can tell it up to 50 different kinds of things that you want it to always remember and always do. But let's go to...
No emojis, no M dashes, all that.
Yeah,
content.
exactly. So here, so it gave me this email, trockcliffe571@manuspot.bot. Now, if I, in my email account, suddenly think of something I'd like Manus to do or create, I can just send it an email to that address, and Manus will start work on whatever it is I want to do.
In your Gmail, from your Gmail.
From my Gmail, I'm sending, or from anywhere, I'm sending an email to Manus. I'm basically it just gives me an email access straight into Manus to tell it what to do.
Oh, I see. So you're not automating what time things happen in Gmail, or spell checking Gmail, or changing languages in Gmail.
You can do that with the automation part of Manus. This is just something where, let's say you're in the car or on the road, and you suddenly think of something you'd like Manus to have created. By the time you get home, you can just tell it.
It'll send it to your own inbox. Gotcha. Perfect.
Yeah. So,
do we know who's behind them? Who is it? Bain Capital, or who put the money in this? Because
they're Chinese.
So they're getting all our data.
Well, only the data that you are willing to give them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Chinese company called Monica. Oh, and I failed miserably. Somebody asked me at the beginning, how long was this going to be? And I said 45 minutes, maybe an hour. And here we are, an hour and a half. And I think it's probably a good time to have dinner.
Yeah. Tony, it was wonderful. I learned a lot. I will check on that, and you will get an update. I'm pretty sure it will work for me.
Good.
Fantastic.
Nice, Tony. Very nice.
Yeah, thank you guys very much for being...
It was worth the extra time, trust me.
Oh, good.
Well, maybe not for Tony if he's hungry.
Have a steak on us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, kids.
Oh, thank you.
Ruth, a quick thing.
This was great, Tony. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Ruth, a quick thing. I found this website called Jolly Posh Foods.
Oh, yes.
And I ordered a bunch of stuff from them, and
Yep.
it didn't quite make it.
No.
It was close, but no cigar.
Oh, it was the Canadian version of Heinz salad cream.
I don't know. It was. I got it for the bangos and the sausage rolls and the Cornish pasties and the
Oh, yeah. Okay.
stuff like that, and it just wasn't quite right. The bacon was good, but the sausages not quite.
Oh, dear. Well,
Yeah.
we'll leave that to the Germans.
Yes. We'll send all our sausage orders to Andek.
Indeed. Thank you so much. This was invaluable. Once again, you are a rock star.
Oh, thank you so much. As are you. Okay.
From one who would know from Rockstar.
No kidding. Okay, guys.
Okay.
So I'm going to close up the meeting. Thank you all so much for great interaction. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.